So networking is about seen as generating business for your business. I think that it carries with it quite superficial connotations. People have an idea of going to a networking meeting and handing out business cards and feel as though that they're being sold to a lot when they go to a networking event. That's certainly not what we're doing at Athena, and it's not what I would say successful networking is about. So if it's not that, what is it? So we're going to look at the psychology of successful networking. The first thing I want to say to you is this. It is a relational connection, not a transactional connection. To network effectively, you've got to be building relationships. And I don't mean just connecting, because that's a passing connection. We're building relationships. And we're building a network which is going to stand you and your business in good stead for now, and 6 months down the track, and 2 years down the track, and 10 years down the track. It is about building relationships. If you go in with a mindset that you want transactions straight off, you go there, deliver your business card and expect me to buy something from you straight away, you are doomed to failure. This is a new way of doing business. And I think it's been impacted by the great and now commonly known GFC, or global financial crisis. Life isn't a transaction, and we're going to have far more success by understanding that we need to develop relationships, and once I've developed a relationship with you, we have an opportunity to connect and to perhaps do business. So you have to go in there with the psychology of wanting to build a relationship with people. The next thing I would say to you is a mindset of abundance. If you go through life with a mindset of scarcity, you're scared of your competition and you don't walk out your door. If you know that what you do well, and carry that with you, and understand that there is room for everyone in this world, as long as you're being authentic and what you're doing well, there is room enough for everyone. When I got back from the UK and I said that I was launching the Athena Network, people said to me, what, not another women's business network? If I'd let that put me off, I wouldn't have started. And do you say the same thing when your local cafe opens, or the next wine bar, or the latest great cocktail bar? Of course you don't. Because everyone's going out there and offering their expression of what their business is. So you've got to look from a perspective of abundance, allow your competitors their room to be who they are, and you fill your space and go with that abundant attitude. People will try and take you into scarcity. Don't go there. So it's relational. It's about abundance. It's got to be authentic. You hear bandied around the words passion and inspiration a lot, and those things are coming from a place of authenticity. But if you try and emulate what anyone else is doing out there, you're going to find yourself unable to move, because there are so many people out there. You've got to come from a place of authenticity, and you've got to work from that and take that forward with you. You go into a networking event where they're with Athena, they're much more intimate, but if you go into big events where there are 100, 200 people, you don't want to get crowded in by what they're doing. So keep that centre of authenticity about you. You've heard this one before, but it's to listen. And my top networking tip on the Athena Network website is to listen. People want to be heard. Now's my time as I stand up here, but people want to be heard. And the best thing you can do to connect with somebody is not try and sell them something. Listen to what they've got to say. Listen to how you can help them. You may know somebody or know something that makes a huge difference to them. So be prepared to listen. You will get your turn. And people will really appreciate with you, and it gives you an understanding of who else is out there, and you may learn something as well. So we're going for abundance, we're going for authenticity, we're going to listen, and we're going to be generous. Be generous with your praise, be generous with people and the information you're going to give them. I met a woman. I was speaking to a woman the other day. She had run the Athena Network, and we had a conversation about what was available for her. She actually chose not to even visit an Athena Network, because what she's looking for are learning opportunities, and unless I could deliver to her learning opportunities specific to her particular industry, she wasn't interested. But we got talking. I actually thought it was quite interesting. She works in the health industry, but they pitch for particularly men working in mining and oil industries. They're known to be quite unhealthy, and I've just been given the 5-minute mark, and I've got like 15 minutes left in me. She wasn't going to come to Athena. She isn't coming to Athena. But talking to her, I actually know people in the mining industry. I know somebody who's a caterer out at a mining site out in back of Western Australia. Just because she's not going to join my network, does that mean I'm not going to deliver her those connections? I am. Because for me, our vision is to have women in business prosper. That's all women. That's just what drives me every single day. I personally think what Athena delivers is a great forum to have that happen. But I'm generous with my connections. And I've said to her, it won't be next week, it's not one of my top priorities, but you'll hear from me as I track down these various people. And in the next month or so, and I put a note in my diary, I'll get back to her. And I'll give her those names. And hopefully her business will prosper as well. So be generous. Be courageous. You need to be able to persevere. You've got to take a courageous mindset in there. At the times where you think it's all coming on top of you, you don't want to put one foot out the front door. You don't want to go out there and really be the best self-expression of who you are and what your business is. You've got to tap into your courage. And these are all mindsets which you can access, bring on board, and then tap into you as you need to. I could give you lots of practical tips about what to do when you walk into a room, and I'm happy to talk to you about those in the breakout room afterwards, but these are mindsets that you want to take with you. Be courageous. I'm whizzing through them now. Be knowledgeable about your industry, about your competitors, and once again, be generous and abundant with that knowledge, but really know what you're talking about and be prepared to share that with people. Have a really clear message about what it is you do. When I first launched the Athena Network and people would ask me what is it that I did, I sort of stumbled around and I tried a couple of different things out, and it's really necessary to do that. Build on what it is that you do. And I'd sort of say, well, I'm networking, but that didn't quite feel right either. I have a really clear message. Ask me what I do. I create communities. And by creating communities, it begs the question, communities for what? For where? So straight away I get you into a conversation which has us talking. So don't deliver them the answer on a plate. Be clear in your message, be authentic. You know, that feels really authentic for me. That's what I do. I create communities for business women. So get really, and work on it. Don't think that you're going to get to that first clear message the first time round. Be prepared to muck around with it. Have a bit of fun with it. Try it out on a couple of people. If they look at you strangely, you probably got it right. And I would say that links into being memorable as well. So you've got to be passionate, you've got to be confident, you've got to be memorable, you've got to fill your space in this world. There are lots of businesses out there. Fill your space, make your mark, because no one else is going to do it for you. And if you can take those mindsets, and I'd say not only into networking, but into your business and out there in business, not only are you going to have a great time doing it, but you'll have the mindset of a successful networker and a successful business person. So I want to really thank you for being here. You were a lovely audience. You gave me some feedback, and I always find that really helpful. If you can take those attributes, take that psychology, go forth and prosper. If you would like to discuss further or know anything more about the Athena Network, I'll be in the breakout room for the next 5 or 10 minutes. And thank you very much for giving me 20 minutes or so of your time.